So, are you signing with Death Jam?
Wow.
Right? Nigga started the interview off with it. No, I'm not. It didn't work out. They still want to be in delegation and figure something out. So it's possible. But at this moment, in my mind and in my heart, it's not there. It's like, I wanted to. We was really like, as a team, we was like, man, we're going to define a legacy. But the business just wouldn't align. We couldn't get it to make sense. And I feel like that's the problem with the majors. They lack the ability to get creative and do things that are new and conducive. Everybody just kind of gets standard, and that shit just don't make sense for me.
Yeah. What do you think it'll actually take to change the industry? Because like we see LaRussell every day working. Do you feel like that's enough, or do we need more?
That'll take for me to what? Like
change the industry and make it right.
This nigga making hella noise. Do what you need to do. Well, you gotta pass it to me, so I was just kind of waiting.
He's just waiting for your turn. So, what do you think like it takes to change the whole industry?
I don't think the industry is set to be changed. I think that's everyone's problem. Like, we're trying to go. Imagine walking into another nigga house and saying, well, I think this should be this way, and I want this like this, and you should get this color couch, and you need to let people in. That nigga gonna be like, who built this house? Me or you? Me? All right then. So if you want to be in this house, these are the rules of this house. So I'm no longer trying to change the industry. I'm just building the shit that's conducive to what I want to build. But the industry is like, bro, they built all the infrastructure. You can't expect to use a nigga infrastructure and then tell him how they gonna utilize it. So when I work within the industry, I work within the means that work for me because they want to do business with me. But I'm not going to change the way they do their business because that's they shit. They established that and they built all the infrastructure for it. I'm building my own, so when that nigga come to my house, it's like, well, when you come here, we don't do that. You feel me?
So you're really just going balls to the walls with that independent artist.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. What else I'm gonna do? Shit, I don't have no other choice. It's like this is what it is, and yeah, I don't really see it any other way right now. Every time we try to do business with the majors, it always ends up in the same fashion. No matter how it starts, it always ends up in the same fashion.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, though, I think you look at the people and we're almost happy that you didn't sign, though, right? In my opinion, because...
that's a great question. How do you feel about that? Like, if a nigga do go major, is that like for y'all, is it like he sold out, or is it like, hell yeah, a nigga made it?
That's a good question, bro. I think, I don't know. You can answer in a second, too.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think like it depends on artists. Everything, depends on artists.
Yeah.
Like if you're really beating that drum of independence, then signing a deal is kind of like, damn. You feel me? But
What do you feel about someone like me who's like, I beat the drum of independence, but because I'm really independent, but I'm also indie because of necessity, right?
I actually think you signing a deal would not like I don't think it would turn people off if they know how you're playing the game. Because like folks like me, I understand how you're playing the game. Like I'm like, yeah, I think signing a deal would be good as long as it comes to the terms that he wants it to come
Right.
to. Because you're an artist, you're the one that's going to be doing the work. You're doing everything, and these guys are just trying to get their cut because you're
Right.
Right.
And that's what we've come to start
You know,
like.
Ash, right?
Yeah.
Is there Ash somewhere? I think I put it right. It's like the top of I really need to invest into that shirt.
You want to do chow? That's the thing that we actually start finding out. Like, we got the offer from Def Jam, and we was on the go. We was reading through that shit in the airport and shit. And there was a lot of shit in there that we could tell they gave us a standard deal because it was shit that didn't make sense for who I was, right? Like you're saying, with me, they basically be coming in and getting a cut. But with some artists, they're coming in and building everything. Like, it don't exist. Like, we found an artist, not that it don't exist. Like, there's this artist named Kamari, really dope. didn't know about him at all. Like the numbers, the streaming, nothing was really there prior to the labels, you know? So when you come in and you take an artist from there to boom, then it's like, okay, we get why y'all want so much because you invested so much. But with a LaRussell, it's like, nigga, it's already 1,000. I sold 15,000 plus tickets last year. You know, like it's already kind of ingrained. So the deal should be different, but it doesn't end up different. It still comes back the same way.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. And my perspective on it is definitely like, not that I'm happy. You know, it's whatever you would decide, but it's like seeing you not sign and hearing that gives me hope because you just inspired this. So it's like now you're gonna keep inspiring me to keep going. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because now you wouldn't like that next step that I'm like almost looking for, bro. I can't see anymore because I'm not looking at LaRussell building independently now. Now he's doing it through a label, which I don't got.
We talked about that. How like it no longer feels the same once you make it major. But T and Splash was making good points. Yeah. Like that's also a part of the blueprint. Like you should build your company big enough to where someone wants to invest in that, right? Like it's always twofold. I always felt conflicted about going major because I'm like, damn, I don't want niggas to feel like, oh, now it's no longer possible. Because it's like, no, that's actually a part of the journey though. Like every artist I helped was like, they got to a point where it was like, oh, let me help, right? And that's the same thing that we intend to build. So I just recently signed a deal. I found out a way to remain independent, but get the same backing that I needed from a major, but I didn't have to go to a major.
How did you find them? Who are they?
Live Nation. Live Nation. Yeah. We figured it out.
They came to you?
Yep. One of my homies.
I got a lighter right.
One of my homies. He from Fairfield. His name is Dom. And he was working at Golden Voice prior, and he ended up moving to Live Nation. And before he moved over there, he told me, he was like, man, I want to try to set something up. And I was like, at first I was like, nah, I'm not fucking with them. Because, you know, they own Ticketmaster, and I be seeing all the fee, and I'm just like, that shit, I don't like that shit. But I thought it was them, you know, doing all that shit. But when I got to meet and sit down and speak to real people and see, like, the way we view these corporations from the outside sometimes is skewed. And until you meet the people inside, and with the majors, it's not skewed. Like, we meet people inside, and it's like, yeah, this is exactly what the fuck we thought it was. But Live Nation meeting was a lot different, and they explained things. You feel me? It was just like, wow. And, bro, they've allowed me to keep my autonomy. Like, I didn't want to go major. I wanted capital, but I never wanted to give away, like, hella music or I never wanted to. It was like, fuck, I'll have to. And man, they've allowed me to keep my autonomy. Now I get to stay independent, or I get to go. If I want to go major, I can, because it's not about music. I'm doing touring. You feel me? So, nigga. Yeah.
Damn.
I just seen that post you just put up about, I forget what it was, I was just showing my boy. And I was like, nigga, this nigga sold hell of motherfucking tickets last year, bro. Like, we could do this shit too, nigga. On just ticket sales.
Nigga. Bro, and all that shit, all the work you do today is leverage for tomorrow. Anything you do today is leverage for tomorrow. If you do it today, tomorrow you can go to a nigga and say, oh yeah, I did that and I grossed this. And now you have the information to show a nigga this, so he could be like, shit, well, I mean, that makes sense. I'll get, right? Everything you do today is leverage for tomorrow. So even if it's some shit you don't want to do, nigga, leverage. Right? You can only leverage what you have, too. And that's what we learned early. Early when we was going into a lot of the meetings, I didn't have true leverage. My leverage was just based on, nigga, I know I'm going to do it, right? It was like, nigga, y'all know who I am. Why you playing? You know I'm going to do it, right? And that's cool leverage, but it's not finite, where it's like proven. Right. But after you do it, your leverage becomes like, nah, just go legit, look. You seen that last? And we film everything. Everything is documented.
Have you been having someone follow you around? Yep. Wait, right. You're coming out with a documentary, right?
Yep.
Can we talk about that? Like, what was the inspiration from that? or behind that?
Genius, Clarence Avant, Doc, just all the great docs of all time. And beyond that, I just feel like what we've been doing and accomplishing in the amount of time we've done it deserves to be documented so someone else could do it 100 years from now, even if they didn't exist. To see it happen, they get to witness and experience that and have that blueprint.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've laid that. It's worthy of that.
Facts. I'm gonna be a little selfish right now and just brag on myself. But I remember texting you last time, bro. I was like, just to be alive while you're building is such a blessing, bro. Like, it really is. Because it's like the tough days when people were scheduling me and I book out a studio and they just ghost me. Man. I'm able to go on LaRussell's Instagram the next day and be like, hold on, bro. My guy still kept going. Can we talk a little bit?
Nigga.
Yeah.
You still got to keep going.
Still.
You still got to keep going. You get to keep going, right? That's the thing. You don't even have to. You get to. Like, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen regardless. You get to choose whether you make it happen or you let it happen. And those are two different things, right? It's like but you get to make that choice. And it's hard. Some days you wake up, like this past month or two has been just like heavy on me. Cause I've been really figuring out what I'm going to do next, right? Like there's peaks in independence. And sometimes, and this is like, sometimes you'll hear in the interview niggas be like, there's a limit to, there's a peak to independent. Right. And it's not a peak. There is peaks. It's not a peak. It can become your peak, but that doesn't mean it's a peak for someone else, right? Like prior to Chance the Rapper, a Grammy was an independent peak. Oh, you ain't getting one of them if you indie. Well, I guess it wasn't a peak, right? Because he made that happen. So it's like that narrative that it be peak. It's several peaks. And what you do determines if that's your peak or not. I've reached several peak moments where it's like, damn, is this like, is this where my independence is like, is this, but man, keep going.
Yeah. What has really been occupying these past 2 weeks? I mean, 2 months. Traveling or?
All of that shit. We beat the road up so bad last year that it had me like, I don't even want to go on the road. And like being on the road is expensive. Like you make a lot of money, but you spend a lot of money to be on the road. And I'm a nigga who, shout out to all the niggas who could get like 20K and it's just them and they homie and they just go rap over instrumental, cause that's not my show. So it's like I don't get to come home with that. I'm bringing a keyboardist, a DJ, a videographer, my business partner, sometimes extra homies. Like we, it's different on that road, and all of my niggas is taken care of. It's like we're not sleeping on the floor no more. And you know, like we had that phase of where we have to, but it's like I don't want to do that no more for where I'm at. And I want to put on a great show and be comfortable. Like, man, I wish it was so minimal sometimes, but it's like I also don't, because the experience we give people, every time I come touch this city, they come in. You feel me? Yeah, but that shit is tedious mentally. And I got to a point where I'm like, I don't want to go on the road. I just want to stay home and build my company. But to do that, you got to have a certain amount of paper to make you feel okay and comfortable. Because you still have expenses. Like, you still take care of a village. You still take care of all this shit. And I was like, I don't want to go on that road. You know? So I'm like, fuck, I got to figure it out. Yeah. And in that, it just had me in a certain state, because I'm like, every day I'm feeling the heat of being in survival mode. Like, I'm not in survival mode, clearly, right. You know, but I'm feeling the heat of it because I know how fast you can end up in survival mode, right? And I'm always like, I don't wish for nothing I'm not willing to work for. So I'm not like, I don't want to go on the road, but I wish I had this. Like, bruh, you don't want to go on the road, you're not gonna make no road money, nigga. So figuring that out, you feel me? And man, the universe has just guided me. It's just the universe has guided me. I've gotten low so many times after being so high, but I always find my way back up that mountain. And man, I remember I was talking to someone and we were talking about like coming into certain amounts of money, how niggas go broke. Like you'll make $1 million go broke, $5 million go broke. And he was like, man, you get money and you should only have to get rich once. And I was laughing because I'm like, you've never been rich. Because it's like, I'm willing to go broke as many times as I've have to get to where I want to get to. And that's just something that come with that shit sometimes. It's like life don't always go. You go look at anybody's story who really built something legendary. Look how many times them niggas went broke. Cause it's like you're not even really going broke. You just taking like you really handling business. Like like nigga, I don't think I've never met it. The only niggas I know that handle as much business as I handle is niggas who like, you feel me? Like a lot of niggas you meet don't run their business.
Right.
They have a business, but they don't run their business. Right. I'm active. Yeah. You feel me? So man, the last few months just been insightful. Like I've been going through all phases of what it takes to get here. And we finally cracked the deal. And it was like, it reminded me that I'm universally protected. It's like, shit be working for me. It just happened. It just happened.
Yeah. Speaking of faith, man, this is, like I said, this is a personal question, but you met Sadhguru, bro.
Yeah!
That's crazy.
Right? A fucking legend.
Thanks. So how
that
was
nigga's
that?
Incredible. Man, he's a presence. Like, you don't meet too many people who like just their presence makes you like giddy. I don't meet too many people now. Like I don't meet too many people that I'm like, nigga, we finna meet, you know. Do we? Not T-Pain, like I was excited, cool. Yeah. But it was a different kind than like Sadhguru excited. You feel me? Right. I don't really get giddy much, but Sadhguru is one of those where it's like, nigga, like he made me kind of, you know, because it's like it's that kind of presence where it's just like, man, bro, you can't buy that. That shit just got to be in you. But it was an incredible experience. Just like it inspired me. This nigga owned land. Like nigga, when you go into the spiritual resort.
Well, you went to India?
I went. Nah, not India. He got one in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Isha Institute.
Okay.
Nigga, when you go, the whole highway named after that nigga shit. It's like, and then it's just land, you know, dedicated to wellness and just, you know, he's just providing a resource, which is a beautiful thing, for people to be well.
Yeah. And
you know, he don't really hold back on information. Like if you ask him a question, he gonna give you an answer. And that's tough, right? That's tough, but it's really dope what he's doing. I don't even know how the fuck I ended up there. I had got invited from their social media team because they say somebody nominates you. That's the only way you could go. Like you got to get somebody who finished the course to nominate. And I'm like, damn, who the fuck was looking out for a nigga?
Yeah, and that's dope,
right?
Do you realize the lives that you're changing on a like day-to-day basis? Do you ever like sit down, smoke some weed, and just be like, man, I'm really changing my city, my hood, like the world? Yeah, because I live with niggas. And I see how differently their lives are now from when we all met. So I could definitely see it. External of that, like I know
it's hard not to. I be jaded though, but it's hard not to know because like anytime I go outside, it's love.
Mm-hmm.
It's love, and no matter where the fuck I'm at, anytime I go outside.
Yeah. Well, you got one here, bro. Oh yeah. I have to talk about this, bro. You were on E40's album, bro. Was that like a childhood like goal? Or it just happened?
No, but it's one of those like, but it feels like one. Like I never was a kid like I gotta get E40 on or something. Like I didn't even think it, but it's like, but when you get it, it's like nigga, it hits that same center. It's like, bro, this is fucking E40. And I had to call that nigga and that I just be calling them, being like really grateful, like, and 40 he's still ready to spar at any moment. Like I could send him something and he coming. He like, nigga, what's up? We sending it back and forth. And I had called him recently and I was telling him, you know, how grateful I am for that. And he was like, man, me and Pac used to do the same thing. And I took that like, and when I went to his crib, we were sitting in the studio and he was like, man, Kendrick sat right in the same spot. And we went out the yard and he was like, and I just see it. I already know where it's headed. You feel me? And it was a beautiful experience to get that. Like it, you know, you could see you treading that path. Sometimes I be living in I be like like life move through me. Like I don't be really recognizing what I be doing until I really sit down and think about what I be doing, which is why I could do so much in a positive lane and in a negative lane. I could go really far before I'm finally like, yeah. You feel me? Because I just like life moved through me.
Is that purposeful that you just don't want to look back, or that's just who you are?
It's just who I am. Everything happens that way too. Like when I write music and everything, it's like I'll write some shit and I don't realize what I wrote until later, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about Good Company because obviously not only are you just an amazing artist, bro, I think you're an amazing businessman. Simply because, yeah, we have LaRussell sitting here, but a couple months ago we had Tieta sitting here, and then I'm hoping to get Tope on too. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's just, but that's,
you should get Chow,
exactly, bro. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, how are you able to build these pillars? And was that like the original vision of Good Company? Like, I'm gonna build pillars. We're gonna really ride with me.
Not necessarily. I wasn't thinking that deep into it. I was just building. I was just going. And eventually it got to a point where not necessarily, like I see it way more clear. I don't even be trying to build pillars. I just know when I find something what it is. And it's just like, to me, it's like, nigga. Everything though I don't. Some things are just next to me and we've all gotten to grow together and become that. But for a lot of shit, I could see what something is before I know how to nurture something to get it to the point where it's like, this is going to be that.
So is that the sauce? Like really knowing how to nurture?
It's the sauce, right? That's the sauce. That's really the sauce in life. Like knowing how to bring something into fruition. Like knowing how to take whatever and be like, I could turn this into something.
Damn, how? Like,
turning nothing into something.
Where does that come from? Is it just like case by case?
Case by case, but yeah, case by. I mean, you can only do it with the things that have it. I just know what I like, and I feel like what I like is what other people like. When I first heard Shantae, I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." I know how to make sure it happens in ways. I do it where it's like, if I would have did that, I would have thought it was really cool. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to show other people. And if it goes, this is what you do. This, I just know what to do when I find something I really like. And it's even shit outside of that. I remember I used to shoot content for like companies for money. And I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do that shit no more because I didn't love what I was making. And I had to take that monetary loss for a while because it was like, no, I want to make shit that I enjoy. I don't like this. But even that, I was able to take something that was just like, here, this is the product we want. And I can make that shit cool. Like any company in the world could come to me and say, hey, could you help us market and promote this product and make it look, and I could take it and figure out a way to make something dope to where we can give it to people and you could run ads behind it and seed it and market it and you'll be able to get a result. I could do that shit with anything.
And that came through experience, or you like learning from someone?
Experience. Like you do so much trial. I don't partial experience, but the other part is like you're human. Certain people are just built for certain things. They just like come with them. Like these are your attributes. When everyone's born a custom player and you got certain attributes. I fully utilize my like creativity is one of my attributes. You feel me? So I fully utilized my bars that are, all the way to the right.
Some of us are chosen, but some Some are chosen, but some of us are selected, bro. What does that mean, bro? I swear to God, that shit's been fucking with me since I heard it. So I had to hear it from the source now, bro. What does that mean?
Okay. Shantae. Have you heard Shantae? Like sing her music or anything?
You just put out so many people. Have you recently been promoting her your story?
On my page.
She's like a really beautiful singer.
Okay. So look at this, actually. We don't even have to do that. Okay. There is people into sleep. Nigga went to sleep. That's Tieta, y'all. Okay, so right in the NBA, you have hundreds of people in the league, right? That all to get to the league, you got to put a certain amount of work in no matter what. No matter what, just to get there, you have to put in a certain amount. It's not like hip hop where it's like you could just go viral from the house. Like, no, you have to be a certain level of skill to just get to the league, right? So hundreds of people get to the league. Everyone doesn't become LeBron.
Right.
Some niggas could follow LeBron's routine step by step, and they still wouldn't have a LeBron result. Like, he's just those. He's chosen for that role. Like some of us in this world, like you're just Steve Jobs. Like these are chosen people. It's like you do a certain amount of work, but you're just born with certain characteristics that you're better for this thing. Like that is what you were made for. You're chosen. Yeah. And then you have some people who just put the amount of work in it took to make it, but they can't go beyond that level because it's like there's just certain things you just won't have. You just won't have. And you could do all the work. Like you could still gonna make it to the league and you're gonna still have a great career, but it won't always be the same. No matter, some niggas put their life, effort, and energy, and you get far, but it's just certain, bruh, only Kanye could do Kanye shit. Certain people, it's just like, you're chosen. Like, nigga, that's just your path. You're walking in your path. And I think everyone has a path that they are chosen in. All of us just don't walk in the ones that we think. Some of us just do shit that we just enjoy doing it versus something that's like, no, I love this. If a film, this is the only thing I want to do, right?
Yeah. You just struck something in my mind, bro, because during the process, I mean, we see your support system now. How did it change? Like, in the beginning, did your parents believe in you? Did the people around you believe in you?
I don't think people ever not believed in me, but the support, belief is one thing and support is another thing. Okay. Like I could tell you, hey, I believe in you. And that's but like them actually going out their way to support, to cultivate, to help it grow is different. That has to be earned. I don't think anyone ever doubted me, but I also don't think anyone was taking me serious early because I wasn't really taking myself serious. You feel me? It was just like a pastime thing. But I think the moment I started taking myself serious and when I have conversations and the things I do reflected it, no one not is like, why would you not believe in me? You feel me? When someone speaks with a certain conviction and does a certain amount of work, there's just no reason to not believe in them. You feel me? People usually, some niggas, you could do a lot of work and people still won't believe in you. But that it's always based on self too. Like, you feel me? People who don't really believe in themselves or have anything to believe in is going to have a hard time believing in you.
So it comes to them first and then they see it.
Yeah, it comes to the person. And the people around me, it's just like, yeah. I've always made it really easy to support me. Like, T said the other day, she's like, because I'm always thinking, like, man, I appreciate niggas like going out their way to support me. And she's like, nigga, you're not just anybody. It's not like we're going to the fucking corner store and picking a nigga up and like, we're going to make you the, it's like, bro,
Right.
there's like, you're an ideal candidate to take on hip hop and helping the code. Like, nigga, it makes sense, right?
Who else? Yeah, it's dope. So yeah, I mean, through that, where did the inspiration of building a family business come from? Because I swear to God, bro, I listen to Gary Vee audios, and there's some people who say don't hire your people and friends, and then Gary Vee's like, nah, I'm for that. How do you feel about that?
There wasn't an inspiration to build a family business. Honestly, I just had my family around me and my close friends, and I'm building a business, so everyone was helping, and that's just how it started. And I mean, it continues to have that because everyone, I don't really do business with niggas that's not my niggas, like, except like externally, but my shit, when I build things and my operations and show, it's like, I only do that with people that, like, these are my niggas. Right. You feel me? If anybody outside is helping us, that's really at the degree it is. They're not doing the actual work. Like, we're doing all the work. They're just helping liaison and align things, you feel me?
Mm-hmm. Which is why it was so difficult for the labels, right? Because it's like, you already have all this.
Which is their benefit. Like, that's...
Right, so how come they don't see it like that, though? I know we already talked about it, but...
Can you explain to him what it was about the deal that made you turn it down?
First... no particular order, okay. One thing that turned me off is it took so long. We started talking to Def Jam last year, or 2 years ago, something like that last year, and they sent a deal. It was like, it wasn't it. And then we revisited. So just like that amount of time, like I just met Live Nation 3 weeks ago, and the deal's done, wired, complete. We building. I've been talking to Def Jam for a year about what I want, who I am. They've been seeing what I've been building, and it's like still. So that is like an instant turn off because I feel like if it take you this long to get some business done, it's gonna take you real long when it comes time for me to want to move my shit and do that. I'm not waiting on nobody to do none of that. So that was like, it was already turning me off. And no, not this is like very constructive criticism, and I've given it to them too, but just because I fuck with the niggas over at Def Jam, it's just like, bro, the infrastructure is not built in a way for them to thrive. Like, man, Noah and Tunji are good niggas that want to build dope, good legacy shit, but that system that they're in is not even allowing them to thrive in the way that they can. It's like Def Jam is missing out because y'all, it's just too slow and too tight.
Yeah, it's very
too
rigid.
slow and too tight. It's rigid. Yeah. And then beyond that, like the second time, the first time I didn't knock them too hard because I didn't propose anything. So they sent me a deal and it was like, no. But it's like, I feel it. I didn't give y'all a framework of what I want.
And he loves to do this thing where he gets the deals and he just doesn't respond. So it's like, then the conversation ends.
Because I be disrespected.
Yeah.
But I responded this, and so now this one comes, and I give a proposal of what I want, like my preference. These are the things, and the amount and everything. And what they did was took that and they gave me what I want in a funny way, and then they added a bunch of shit that I did not even talk about or discuss or ask about. Like, you don't just, it's that standard thing. You feel me? Like, in my mind, I'm like, why would you throw this in my paperwork and we ain't talk about that? But in their mind, they like, oh, it's standard. So that's another where it's like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that shit. And then I sent some revisions and I got to revise, and it was like, this is the same shit. Like, that shit makes me feel like a nigga's being funny. You feel me? Yeah, now we're in the point where, you know, they want to have a conversation with legal, but I'm just kind of like, I'm disheartened by it all, honestly, you know, and I've communicated this to Noah because I really fuck with them. I really wanted to go there and I wanted to build legacy, but that's not the system for me. And until it becomes like, bro, they have a legacy to tend to. And I just feel like it's I don't want to say it's been destroyed because I say it's great people over there, but it's just like, man, the head don't care as much as you need a nigga to care to maneuver in the way you need to maneuver to really build something culturally defining.
It's like Blockbuster. And it's why they went out of business because they didn't want to shift with the times. They were so stuck in their ways. And now, you know, like Blockbuster was the spot. That was the best.
But the only reason they could do that is because they did so much damage the past decades and got so much catalog that they just know what's coming in. Boy, if you put them in a position where it's like, okay, you have to build something new or ain't no money coming in except off the new things you build, that shit will look different. That shit will look different. And that's the thing when niggas get like able to get, and bro, it's because of the heads. Like, the nigga who funds your company have to care about your company just as much, or it's still gonna be, no matter how much freedom, nigga, like, oh no, you get freedom when it is like, bro, no, you don't. You gotta go talk. You still you gotta wait on him to say yes. Like, that's not freedom. That it just don't work that way because you can't do the things you really love and are passionate about because he gonna always get in the way of either the business or the process or the flow. And it's not him specifically. It's just the way the system is set up. Like, that's not, brother, Major's gonna be, man, they gonna have a problem if niggas don't tight. And that's the fucked up part. Like, I be wanting to be a part of the Major system just so I could change the way our shit look. Like, I want to have a say in what's going on the radio and what we see on TV and what we consume through. I want to be in that conversation and making decisions because they're making them right now. And we getting fucking, you know, if I could at least get a Lauryn Hill here and there, then I feel like I'm doing a part. So I'll be wanting to go into the Major side, but it's just like, that shit not built for a nigga like me. And we just got to figure out the code and a way to crack around. But yeah, I didn't like anything about the whole process of the deal. Honestly, it's hard to really pinpoint things because everything was just kind of not ideal to me. And I'm not saying it was wrong. That may work for another artist or somebody else. But for me, it's like, no, that shit don't work. And I feel like I'm the kind of artist that you should build around accommodating because it's only so many lifetime artists. And they know that. It's like, y'all know the well running dry right here. Like, you know it. But y'all aren't being accommodating to the lifetime artist that's going to bring you the money that your catalog is bringing for the next 30 or 40 years. It's like they fucking it up. They all, not Def Jam, like the entire Major infrastructure is like, bro, and everyone's faking and lying. Like, y'all know goddamn well these songs ain't fucking good. And I don't care, like, man, you don't even have to agree. I make the best music. I don't give a fuck about that. It's like, nigga, we know for sure this song don't mean nothing. And it's on the radio and it's everywhere. And we know it ain't nothing. There's no pot. Yeah, you could, man, that shit it's interesting. And I think everybody should be able to win and make their money off music and do what they love. But it's also like, you have a responsibility. Man, you know what Gramps told me? That nigga said when they used to, when they go to war and they take over other lands, the first thing they used to take was the art. And it just like, nigga, the art is so powerful that if a nigga buy a certain art piece and hang it on his wall, he that nigga. He ain't even make the art. He just bought it.
Yeah.
So that tell you how important and powerful the art is. And we're getting like, it's under siege. And these niggas are faced like, you guys, nigga, you go in the fucking label. Nigga, I wish I can go in a meeting while these niggas is performing and go to each person and say, you love that song? You love that song? Are we all being for real right now with what we about to do? This what we on? We all love this song. This what the one we finna push and put 500,000, 700, $1 million and make sure the entire world here and all the little kids singing and all the that song that we're going to do that with. We all love this song and think this is the best we could do and this is great for this. We all agree. Something be a little off.
Yeah. Damn.
Because when you got $1 million, you can invest in several things. So when you choose to allocate your $1 million, it's just interesting. And everybody in on it. Because I be hearing the radio.
Right.
I leave the radio on when I take my daughter to school sometimes just to hear what's coming. And it's like, bro, somebody's playing. There's somebody in there who don't care about us. I'm just going to say that much. Right. Somebody in there don't care. I'm not even going to say about us. Somebody in there don't care. They just don't care. They just making their money and buying their shit and take care of their family, but they don't care. Like, that, man, that shit interesting, but I get it. It's a business. But it's like, no. It's not. No, this is our life. It's interesting.
Especially when they know the power of music. It's like, it's not like the power of music is a foreign concept. Like, we know what it does to the psyche, how it helps you throughout your day, how it can be detrimental to your day. It's like,
you just said you made a whole playlist of my shit to get you in that spirit. So the radio is a playlist.
They used to put messages
the world
in the
consumes.
music.
Spotify makes playlists that the world consumes. So if my playlist with my music does that to you,
they make mood-based playlists. Mm-hmm. Like,
someone knows what they're doing,
and they don't care.
Doesn't care because they like, it's making money, and it's like, bro, I got paper, I can invest in anything, and I still won't. I won't ever. I don't choose to invest in, like, some shit is just like, I don't know. It's just interesting. It just feels like we're under siege. I just think it should be balanced.
At least.
But it's not balanced because there's no one who cares. Clearly. like that shit don't make no sense.
Not enough people who care.
Man, it just used to look different. It used to look very different. And I'm always, adjusting with the times and new, but I don't think new has to mean not good. Like, Shantae's new, but she's exceptional. You feel me? Like, I don't feel like we've evolved, like, as hip-hop. I'm not going to say we didn't evolve. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you would say evolve. Like, if you go, I don't know.
We've changed.
We've changed. We've changed. But it's interesting. I don't know. The state that we're in is just like you would have a hard time right now. If you lived in Los Angeles, right, and you wanted to go see a hip hop show where a nigga really just like a real hip hop show, and you in a major city, no matter what artist comes, you still might have a hard time seeing a real hip hop show. Like, that's the kind of drought we've been in. Like, people is being robbed on various levels. Like, When you pay for a show, you're supposed to get a show. And there was a time you did. Like, there was a time, if you're a rapper, you can't go out there with your lyrics over the beat. Like, nigga, you get booed. We should still throw tomatoes at niggas.
They should have a tomato stand at venues.
We should still throw tomatoes at niggas because it builds care. It's like, bro, you gotta go put work. You should have to put you can't get to the NBA if you suck. That don't make no sense. But you could come all around our shit and stumble on the radio and shit. Or you could go as far as you can, as the highest heights. Even if you ain't even put in the amount of hours and skill, you know? And it's like, it's interesting because there's some songs that are just incredible songs. And it's like, we all hear them and we're like, bruh, this is my favorite song ever. This is the most amazing song. That makes sense. And then there's some songs that are like, it's a catchy song. But when you got a good song, right? Everyone has the ability to blow one up if you have one, right? Like if you got a song that goes remotely viral and you have the funding to make the world see it, you're going to have the ability to blow up. Right. Being that niggas know you could do that with any song that's good enough, but they choose to do it with these specific ones, is just like a little interesting, right?
Yeah.
Who I smoke. Like, that's the one y'all took, and I fuck with it. I love it. But it's like, that's the one y'all took. Out of, nigga got a few great songs, right? And it's like, bro, the people choose, but we only choose so much.
It's like
we choose the groceries we get, but they built the grocery store.
Right.
So you gonna choose what's in this motherfucking store.
It's like catchy jingles on commercials. You don't know all the words, and not by choice. You just was trying to watch your show, but they gonna play that commercial every single break. Next thing you know the song. Like, bruh.
Got water? Thank
you. Actually, no. Sorry.
Why?
It smells weird.
It smell weird?
Yeah, I put pre-workout in there, and then I drank some earlier, and I was
Appreciate it, dog.
This is gonna be tweaking all that pre-workout.
Yeah, don't do it to yourself. It smells weird. I gotta wash it.
Come on, appreciate it.
My bad, bro. I should have got your water. So
this is good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
This is a good episode.
Hey, Fiji got a sponsor, my guy, bro. So is there like a perfect deal out there? Or let me ask you that. So what did Live Nation offer that Def Jam didn't?
Man, everything. Live Nation offered me infrastructure, access to their infrastructure, and they offered me everything I proposed. No extra. They didn't offer me anything I didn't ask for or didn't discuss.
Simple. Yeah.
So it's not even about what they offer, it's about what they didn't offer. They didn't offer to waste my time and drag me up. They didn't offer all these things. Like, it was very finite. A nigga asked me what I wanted. I presented what I wanted. And he said, let's figure out how to make it happen.
It was also proof too. I be trying to he be so upset when things are going a certain way, and I be trying to calm him down and be like, it's like business, and it's like these big companies, and they have these labels and all these board people that they got to go through. But it was just really proof that that's all just a bunch of bullshit. Because Live Nation is Live Nation.
Huge.
Right.
Gigantic.
Huge. So it's like...
It took them 3 weeks.
It took them 3 weeks. And it only took them 3 weeks because it was Thanksgiving.
Holiday. It took them 3 weeks because we had a holiday. Because we had a holiday.
It took them 3 weeks with a holiday.
So the energy was just different.
It's real.
It's really real. Wanted to help.
And it's like they're... If you hire a president, it should be because you really trust his decisions to operate a company. And he don't have to go above. You don't have to go above this nigga again. It's like, bro, you can't do that. Like, you're never going to allow the freedom that's necessary. Like, I only had to talk to one nigga. Like, it's other niggas involved to move things around, but I only had to communicate. I needed one nigga to say, yeah, I believe in that. Done. I thought I talked to the one nigga with Def Jam. I thought I did. And it's like, nope, that's not the decision going to get. So it's like that, bruh, it don't work. If you want to do something with good company, it's one nigga you need to speak. You can speak to several and still get an outcome, but it's one nigga you can come get that answer. And it's like, bruh, it don't work any other kind of way. You always going to have something in the way. And it sucks. That's just how the system is built, I guess. But I also feel like to them, I wasn't priority enough. And that was a thing too, why it's like, bruh, I wasn't priority enough. If Drake walk in that office and be like, I want this, that motherfucker gonna be scrambling. You feel me? So it just was like, it made me feel like I had to go do my work. And then I went right over here and it's like, no, you've done all the work. This is an easy deal. This makes sense to us. Right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I just think you're changing the narrative because like a lot of people say it's just business, right? And you're the first person I ever like heard philosophy around that, but it's like, nah, bro, you are the business that you're producing, bro. Right. I don't know. I just think that was very interesting.
Nigga said it's just business, then walk in the office of the business. It's like, bro, you just can't.
Man. So right now, what do you value the most, like in the phase you're at right now?
Time
just to do what you want to do.
To do everything. Like, that's really, time is really the source of everything. Like, we be planning, like, oh, we gonna do this, in this amount of time. Like, time. I just know.
Yeah, time is.
Man, I know if I got time, it's gonna happen for me. I'm not getting no smaller. Like, I'm not getting no smaller. So, nigga, time, just in 6 months from now, it's going to be like, what the fuck? You know, I feel, when did we link? Last year?
Year and a half ago, yeah.
I feel like from whenever we linked to now, it's been like, nigga.
It's literally been a 10x growth because I remember I was like flexing, you're at 100,000.
12 months.
Yeah. Bags. That's why it's just so like mind boggling of like, what don't they see? You know, it's like.
Right. What they don't see is a quick cash grab. I'm not a TikTok moment that's already moving and it's but it also is a quick cash grab if you know what you're doing. The thing is, like, they don't know. To them, I'm a risk.
You're not willing to give up what a TikTok viral moment is willing to give up.
Right.
That's the issue. It's
right?
not
I'm keeping my ass.
Yeah, you just know the business that you're doing. There's no, when they send the contract, they don't send it to the lawyer. They send it to you. There's nobody to explain it to.
That's another beautiful thing. Like, these past, well, always since the beginning, I've been reading my own before I even started doing, I was reading hella music business books. And I started reading all my own contracts. And they always hit me and be like, who's the lawyer? And I'll tell them the lawyer and shit, like, if I need it. But I'll be like, send that shit to me. Yeah. And I read through and I highlight. And the shit I don't get, I call Stretch, I call Wendy Day. I'm like, nah, this don't make sense. And I send back a whole this. The things a lawyer would literally do. I'm the one who talk to the lawyer to get you. You feel me? It's like, bruh, it's a beautiful thing. But that's what it is. They're just not used to it.
You're difficult.
Never seen it before, you know?
Right?
But I mean, just because you haven't seen something before doesn't mean you can't be the first one. Because, like, for example, do you know the story behind Spotify? Mm-mm. I mean, they literally started it because the music companies,
the Pirate Bay shit. We watched the little series.
Yeah, that shit. And it just reminded me of you, bro, because it's like, if you don't adapt, you're going to get got. And it's just, and so do you feel like if you didn't get that deal, it was about to, because, I mean, do you follow any other artists right now that you kind of see them modeling your?
Man, plenty.
Yeah.
Many and plenty. I mean, some of them come to the crib and it's like, just the blueprint, run that shit. Yeah, a ton. I mean, when I look on social media today, I see a shit ton of me, just like in different formats and variations, the way people do. I see a lot. And it's beautiful. Like, we've inspired the industry. You see the major artists starting to adopt because they know. They know, like, they know.
Yeah. No, that's real. How do you manage your highest highs and lowest lows? I think you're yeah, it's a good question for you specifically, bro, because you said it before, but you've been on a high, bro.
Yeah.
Or several highs.
Yeah. I stood tall, even crawled through the peaks and valleys. I don't manage it. It comes in whatever form it comes in, and then it goes.
So you just let it come.
It's no managing it. Like, you gonna feel however you gonna feel throughout life, and you gonna have to deal with it and go through that phase and figure out how to get through it. And you could either let it kill you or let it heal you. But I don't manage them. It's not really a manageable thing for me. Like, when I'm exuberant, I'm just there, and I call T, and if she don't sound as excited as me, I'm like, you feel me? And when I'm low, and there is no managing it. It's just you getting through it.
Just getting through it.
Getting through it, right? You could be going through it or getting through it.
Is there like a common mistake that you see in creators now that they just try to do like early on?
Sign. I'm talking to an artist right now that's been going viral. And like, she's in that phase where everybody's sending the offers, and I'm like, nigga, listen. Like, because they'll convince you that your moment is only a moment, and you better hurry up and get with them before your moment ends so they can make it a bigger moment. And for some people that, it's really not true for anybody though. Like, if you're able to make a moment, you're able to make another moment. You just got to get in there. But they'll convince you of that, and then you give away everything before you have anything. And I get it. Sometimes you just want to change your life really fast, but yeah.
Man, that was beautiful, man. Is there anything y'all want to ask him, man? This guy's a genius.
He said a lot. I'm just taking it in.
Oh Lord. So yeah, do you know your first step with Live Nation right now?
So I'm doing shows, a certain amount of shows with, man, I really fuck with them niggas. It's funny when they sent the contract, it has a confidentiality agreement. So I called the lawyer. I said, hey, I'm going to breach that. and he was like, why do you feel like you're going to breach it? And I was like, because the kind of artist I am is like, I have to tell. And he explained why they're opposed to that, because the deal is so unique and new. And we don't know if it works yet. We're just trying it together. And they're like, bro, we don't want everybody coming to the office asking for this. Like, we're trying this with you. So I agreed that I would keep the confidentiality partially. But I'm going to do some shows with them. And at first I'm like, man, we was planning to hit the top cities, yada, 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 do this. But now I'm like, I'm finna do residencies in different cities so I could stay home. Vallejo, LA, Oakland, Frisco, or Sac. And then every now and then I could rotate into Seattle or something. But it's like, no, these are where I'm at every month. And to me, it's like, it takes it back. If you go back to old days and you want to see like a Billie Holiday and a Nina Simone and shit, it's like they travel, but they had residency spots. Like comedians, they go to a comedy club and this is where you go see them and peep they shit. And I fuck with that because you get to really build union and community wherever you at. And it's like, last time I did a show in LA, I sold 1,200 tickets. I'm doing intimate shows now because I'm really building the moment. So like, I'll probably be doing 250, 300 caps. That tell me I could do 4 shows in LA just based off last year numbers. You feel me? So I'm finna build that. So that's at the top of the year. We're gonna be announcing residencies, and that's gonna be the wave for niggas. It's gonna be some dope shit, some new shit.
That's dope. And it's like,
But what I wanted to share, wow, fuck. Damn, I don't even know if well, yeah, I'm sure I can share this part. I'm sure. So, I built my own ticketing platform with what's TBA. Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. So it's like, Ticketmaster is always like, I always felt like they was eating up the indies and shit, but they end up explaining some shit to me that was very insightful and makes sense in the line. And it's like, it's not what outside perception be thinking. It be like, niggas be, man, it's crazy. But they've allowed me to continue to do my backyard. Man, they allow me to do everything that I'm already doing, which is crazy because any other deal, when you enter a new system, you have to abide by the rules of their system. You have to move all your shit and change to their system, but they're really like, no, we fuck with what you doing and we embrace you and we making this happen, man. Shout out Dom and Omar and Steven at Live Nation because they some real niggas.
Yeah, shout out them. And it's just like I said, bro, you're just bringing business, if anything, to these local careers around here. So it's like, man, I'm always flexing. Yeah, I'm from the same part where LaRussell from, bro. We 15 minutes away. So if you stay home, bro, I just think, you're actually able to make that change of like, bro, you're giving so many people hope, bro.
Man, that shit builds it to where like there's going to be to a point, and I feel like it's already damn near there, really. Like, I don't have to make a hit song. I don't have to do an award show. I don't have to win a Grammy. My community, I could do a show in Vallejo every month through the year, honestly, and people would show up for me, and I'd be able to keep growing that until it gets more and more sustainable every year, and that'll be unchanged. And there's some beautiful shit to know, like, that I was able to build that foundation at home. Mm-hmm. I used to think that you had to move to make it.
I mean, isn't that what most people do? They go to LA and try to build their career out there. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like I have a bunch of homies who do podcasts and move out there. But nah, I'm looking at LaRussell. I'm like, hold on, can I bring these people over here? Like, let me just try,
There's so many niggas who've been to Vallejo who's never been to Vallejo before.
Especially with you lining up the residency for creators like you. When you see those on dates,
residency weekends, y'all should be just
hitting up all the people that are coming, or if he has special guests and being like, hey, I have a podcast, like you could get some like it really does. It brings the value to the city.
And the residencies is so communal that you might end up meeting a nigga and linking and making a connection that you didn't even think would happen. And like Splash ended up shooting live sessions with Problem and Michael Prince playing violin. Like Sada is at the, you feel me? You never know what's gonna happen and who gonna be there and how it's gonna go. So it's like we building, nigga. The city thrives. There's gonna be a point where like the residencies is like it's a block party because everyone knows like, bro, this shit is finna be shut down.
Yeah. And I don't think people seen them before, so it's exciting.
Right? Some new shit. Some new shit.
Oh man, that fires me up, bro. Yeah, because it's like, why can't we build that Hollywood over here or that LA vibe or whatever you want to call it?
Man, that's the goal. I want, like, everything that you would move to accomplish as an artist or creative, you will be able to get done in Vallejo. Like, I'm building the infrastructure, so every time I find something I love, I could take it at least from zero to the level I am. You feel me? And there's some things you just can't get, like I said, because some people are chosen. Like, everyone isn't a LaRussell. So it's like you won't get the same result. But I know for sure I could change your situation to where you have a sustainable career. And honestly, I feel like the people that I bet on will get the same result. Like, Shantae is going to be as huge, like, I just, like, these are all dope niggas.
Yeah. Thanks. That's a neighborhood hero right there, man. That's a neighborhood hope dealer. You're the neighborhood hope dealer, bro. You be giving everybody hope for real. But yeah, bro. Ali just texted me that we should wrap it up. Right? He's the boss, so whatever he says goes. Nah, he's from Vallejo, so
like these cars dying. Y'all been at it for a year.
How you know, bro?
How many episodes you got now?
Somewhere in the 70s. Slowly but surely, But yeah, bro, I definitely just wanted to give you my personal flowers. Like I said, man, like those artists that help you through your tough moments, bro. You're one of them. Like, I just feel like you've been through so much life, bro, and you're just so vulnerable. And it's, I don't know. I'm sure you heard it a million times, but I want to personally give you your flowers, bro, because just know you've made a huge impact in my life.
Gratitude, man. You know what was dope? This year, I seen a lot of Spotify reports, and usually on the Spotify reports, like when I used to see people posting with me, it'd be me, and then like other artists that are like no one fully know. Like it was other developing artists, like, oh yeah, you like underground rapper, you like trying to find new things. Yeah. But this year I seen it, and it was like me, Drake, Kendrick, like it was like, man, you know, you have some music that you don't really listen to with your main music, but you will fuck around with it every now and then, but you don't put it in your main rotation. Like you don't go from a Drake song to a like. 3 years ago, people didn't go from a Drake song to a LaRussell song. But now that's happening, and I seen it in these raps this year, and I was like, what the fuck? Wow. Yeah,
that's a whole nother level.
Because it didn't used to. I used to see them reports and be like, You feel me? Yeah. But that shit is crazy.
Yeah, well, whatever you need, bro, we're right here, bro. Like I said, this is because you already played a huge part. And, you know, that's why whatever, you know, you were doing the interviews offer base. And it's just so easy, bro, to give you whatever I have because it's like, I'm, you know, obviously I have my own shit, but it's just easy because it's more than I'm not paying you just for the interview, bro. I'm paying you for everything you've done. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, I really, I love, like, we had that idea. I think we was on the way to LA one time, and I was like, bro, I should just make it offer based. Like, I don't, cause I be trying to go support, you know, bro, I do platforms at all level, but it's also like, bro, I be moving around and I gotta travel. I still want to be compensated, but I'm not gonna put like a fucking rate. It's like, bro, let me know. You feel me? And some things work and some don't, but I just feel like that's opened a door that hasn't existed with any other artist. You can't get another artist my size in the building most times, you feel me? But I've opened the door where it's like the people who are serious about their craft, you always have an opportunity to get at me. Like, I am here, you feel me? It's, man, you made it a line because you care about your shit. You value your craft.
Yeah. And I think you're passing it down, bro, because it's like, I want to give the same opportunity to someone else if I have something to offer, you know?
Right.
So now you're starting a whole culture. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Shout out LaRussell, shout out Tieta, shout out Good Company, shout out Chow.
Yeah.
Shout out everyone, man. Y'all really moguls. We appreciate you guys. So yeah, we hope to have you soon. Another year, you know, from a year from now, we can always redo this, man. And
gratitude, man. Shout out T. Shout out y'all, cause like what the people don't know behind the camera, this nigga got 3 cameras set up, but he got 2 niggas holding 2 more cameras behind that. There's 5 cameras in the room. You feel me? Like that's how committed and dedicated you gotten into your craft. And man, I was telling someone in the previous interview, like you earned these. Yeah, like you really did the work to earn these. You have a Rodecaster Pro board, like nigga, you earned these. Like you're invested in yourself. You have a room dedicated to it, and niggas working and getting things done. You earn these moments, bro. Like it's deserving.
I appreciate that coming from you, bro. Neighborhood Heroes, we to the top.
Yeah.